All right. Well, welcome everybody to a little video that I wanted to do. That's still really loud in my ear. There we go. How about that? The little video I wanted to get going on this. This is the season 2 for Gundam Evolution. Their patch notes essentially came out yesterday at some point in time, and I didn't talk about yesterday being the 25th of November. Anyways, Gundam Evolution effective November 30th. At the end of the maintenance. I'm pretty sure it's going to be down most of Wednesday. We'll see. Obviously, they start off giving us new Gundam. Specializes in medium range combat. This unit is a shooting unit with high ability to take out final blows by combining its main weapon with a fin funnel activating skill. Obviously, we've seen this already. The fin funnel is a remote attack. Pretty much it does some pretty decent damage, like 48 per shot, and they shoot, it says shoot 4 times, so each one hits like 2 times or something like that, or it might shoot 4 times. It's really weird when you were looking at it, but pretty much what happens is it can get multiple stacks. So every 2 hits you make on an enemy, it puts a marker on them. If you hit 4 hits on them, that's 2 markers. When you use this, it increases by 2 fin funnels attacking, so you can go from 2 to 4 to 6, and so you can wreck people really easily with this. Hyper bazooka, which lets you fire at an enemy, also gives you a dash, so you can do a couple of things with it. So left, right, forward, back, you can evade. You get a 3rd evasion on this, or 2nd evasion, sorry, because new Gundam only has 1 evasion, 1 bar. And then the G maneuver, which they explain that the fin funnel barrier is deployed around the unit in the shape of a square weight. It's actually a pyramid, but whatever. Performing a barrier, or forming a barrier that prevents certain attacks. As long as they're outside of it, they can't hit you. They can't hurt you. It just damages the shield, which is 2400 HP. During the period, 1 fin funnel will automatically attack, so I'm pretty sure when you have this up, you cannot use fin funnels, period, end of story, which would make sense. Also, your new hyper bazooka gets a cooldown reduced, so that's gonna be pretty good for everyone. Can't wait to try them out on the 30th. This is the big thing that people are waiting for to see what we're getting. And this is our balance changes. So first off, they give us a description of why they're doing these changes right here. So in season 1, it was one of the top units in terms of both usage and damage in all rate bands. So pretty much from bronze 4 all the way up to new type. It was one of the top used. The 10-minute average of damage and repair volume was 4,000 to 5,000, which is ridiculous, by the way, in that game. 4,000 to 5,000 higher than other shooting units, and the heal volume of repair pod was also higher. So we'll adjust the main weapon and repair pod to balance the unit with other weapons or units. So not super major damage, but it is going to affect it a lot overall. Pale Rider's losing 2 damage, so instead of doing 60 a shot, you're doing 58 a shot. Doesn't seem like a lot, but in the long term, that's going to be huge. The bigger nerf right here is the repair pod. Heals per second are going from 200 down to 120. And the cooldown is being increased from 14 to 16 seconds. So Pale Rider got a massive nerf with their repair pod. Not so much with their gun, but their repair pod really hurts them a lot. Zaku 2 ranged. Combined with the situation with use of incompatible units was increasing. Both usage rating and win rating were low. The DPS, damage per second, of Zaku's machine gun, the main axis of damage, has been increased. As part of the adjustment, the ability to defeat enemies at close range by continuing to hit them has been improved. But on the other hand, the magazine firepower has been reduced, making it necessary to fire at more appropriate ranges than before. So that you want to be in that close to medium range when popping off your shots to do a lot more damage. So the Zakuto machine gun went up by 2 points of damage, which again doesn't seem like a lot. And then the ammo got reduced down to 28, which is actually a big thing. That's huge. And you gotta figure in this game, 2 points is a lot. 48 damage at 28. I mean, we can just, let's do that math. Calculator. So it used to be 46 times 30. You could do 1380 if all your shots hit. So it should be about the same. 48 times 28, 1344. So it got more damage overall, but that decrease of 2 shots, because if they kept it at 30, it would have been 1400 points of damage. But because of that, they reduced, or they increased how many points it takes to get your G maneuver out. So it went from 6500 to 6800 points. We'd like to improve the DPS of the Zaku machine gun, but not increase the turnover rate of the Heat Hawk / too much. The amount of points required to activate it will be adjusted slightly. So it sounds like they are wanting to increase this a little bit more, but we'll see what happens. Barbatos. Everyone's favorite Barbatos. Barbatos is gaining an HP increase. It's going from 1,000 to 1,100 points. Due to the reduced damage of the longsword, it is assumed it will take longer to defeat an enemy. The number of shots taken will increase, so the HP was increased. So they're giving them a slight HP buff because longsword here is getting nerfed. Slightly. The big thing is the direct damage is going from 800 to 400. So it's longsword will no longer be like your kill. You will never be able to slam and kill like that on Sazabi, and that was kind of like my biggest complaint about playing Sazabi is a slam and then they go and hit me with the sword, I was dead. Because that slam, when it comes down, you still have, in Sazabi, you still have like 700 HP. So this gives the Sazabi players a chance to get back into the game. But it's still going to be rough. But they did expand the range of the direct hit in the front. So meaning you have where you are in the front, it's increased. They did shorten the post motion delay after use. So pretty much when you come down, you slam down with the sword. You're stunned there for a brief second, especially if you miss, you're kind of dead in the water. So it'll be a little bit faster. They don't give us a time on that. And then they increased or decreased the cooldown from 8 seconds to 7 seconds. So you can use it a little more often, which is good for the damage it's going to be outputting. That's going to be a good overall balance. The basic combo smash and then start with the mace smash, but made this change not because most people use the longsword to engage, giving them the ability to defeat. Most players use the longsword to engage, giving them the ability to defeat enemies in one go. We lower the damage output, but increased the direct hit range in front, reduced both the cooldowns and post motion delay in order to curb its burst damage, but maintain its position as a frontline engagement unit. Will keep the explosiveness of the unit by adjusting the Alia Vigina system, pretty much. So a down enemy goes from disabled to instantly destroyed. The hit stop was increased. So pretty much, if you down an enemy, you automatically destroy them with this. Hit stop got reduced, or an increase. The time that you were stopped is reduced, so you can go faster, which you're looking at 1/100th of a second or 300ths of a second. You're not gonna recognize that. in how the games are, you'll get it off a lot quicker. And then of course they reduce how many points it takes. So instead of 7,000 points, it's down to 6,200, so an 800 point decrease, which is good. Can now be activated 3 times, and even if an enemy is disabled, it can be easily recovered. Thus, we are changing this to be the same as the longsword, which instantly destroys an enemy instead of disabling them. Although it is assumed the amount of points gained will decrease due to the adjustment of the longsword, we will like to maintain the current turnover rate of the G maneuver, so we'll adjust the amount of points required to activate the G maneuver, which is why. Because yeah, you're dropping 400 points, half the damage of the longsword. So that's going to be good. That'll help. I think that'll make people not fear Barbatos as much. Sazabi didn't get much. They did get a slight buff. So the shot spread is going from 4 to 3.3. Pretty much they are changing how big the spread is, so they're reducing it, bringing it in a little bit tighter. So that means you're going to have a lot more damage outputs for Sazabi due to parts of the environment of high usage of fighting units. The usage rate, win rate, and overall results were low. By improving the bullet collection value of the beam shot rifle, we will make adjustments to improve the damage by allowing enemy units to hit multiple rounds at close and to medium range before they get too close, meaning you're going to do more damage now, which is good. That's an overall buff for Sazabi. Methus, they're increasing how many points it takes to get your G maneuver energy cable. Although unit does not have a major problem as a unit, it has a high number of activations for a powerful G maneuver, about 4.3 per 10 minutes on average, which is pretty big. So we will adjust the number of activations to be on par with Turn A's Moonbeam Butterfly, which is about 3.7 per 10 minutes. That's actually going to be interesting because that's more of a higher end, higher gold into plat issue, because a lot of people don't use Methus that way, even though you really should. Methus is a really good support. So this is going to hurt Methus players a lot, because they're going to have to really start hunkering down a little bit more and gain their points early on and keeping everything going. They'll still get some good activations, but it's going to be a little bit rougher for them. I will state this: you do energy cable on your Barbatos or your Sazabi or your Zakutu melee, and it was ridiculous because they were getting a huge buff and you could get it pretty often. So that sucks. That does suck, but I see why they're doing it and I'm okay with it. It just sucks. Dom Trooper, hey, one of the ones I like playing. In diamond and above rate range, it ranks second in usage rate and third in kill death ratio. That means Dom's getting a huge nerf. Its damage and other results are not different from those of other shooting units, but its high HP, various skill, and G maneuver make a valuable contribution to the team in areas other than damage. Among them, the armor gun, that's going to get nerfed, is especially compatible with fighting units and shield carrying units to maintain the front line. In the current environment where fighting units are widely used, the armor gun has synergistic effect. Oh my god. Therefore, we're adjusting the cooldown of armor gun to reduce its performance by about 25% from season 1, and we're modifying it so it can no longer perform adequately unless it is given more accurately to allies, meaning they're not going to give us the auto tracking on it anymore. So, okay, it's not a huge nerf, but 13 seconds, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's, I don't think any of this is going to change with a 13-second cooldown instead of a 10-second cooldown. I don't think that's going to change at all. No. Maybe. Depends on how new Gundam is. Oh, God. Oh, God. Sorry, I just thought about that. I'm not going to worry about it. All right, turn A. Overhead throw. So, theory ability. Everyone's favorite ability on turn A. Is getting nerfed. Time until grab occurs is going from 0.42 seconds to half a second. It was difficult to avoid when it was done at close range, so the time until it is triggered has been extended to make it easier to avoid. Essentially, when you hit the button, it was pretty quick. So that 0.2 or 0.8, that 800ths of a second, will actually make the difference between you dashing out of the way and not dashing out of the way. Because I think the dash is actually about 800ths of a second for an activation. So it's still going to be rough. If they do it close enough, it's still going to be rough to get out of Turn A's way. 100%. 100%. You're not going to be able to get out of Turn A's way. If Turn A wants you, Turn A is going to have you. Guntank. Guntank's getting a buff. Bot missile. Multi-lock damage. The damage to disable units is 30, so we're revising that to 21, the same as normal damage. Adjustments will be made to enable more damage than before when many enemy units can be targeted. The performance will be enhanced by switching multi-lock and concentrated fire mode to suit the situation. Essentially, pretty much multi-lock damage, meaning when you're not aiming down the sights, when you're not ADSing with Guntank, you will do more damage with it from its normal gun, which is good. That means that'll mean you'll get more kills. You can actually get more kills without focus firing. Exia, when comparing the unit's performance to other units, it was not a unit that was able to do significantly more damage. Significantly more damage than significantly more damage than others in each rate band. Oh my God, can I speak this morning or read or do anything? We believe that the unit's superiority in this situation is due to its footing, including its step skill, which allows it to easily jump into an enemy territory and escape. Oh, I'm sneezing like a madman. Sorry. The main weapon, Jin Beam Dagger, has a 20 to 30% lower damage than main weapons of other units. And adding distance attenuation to this may result in excessive adjustments. So we decided not to make this adjustment. However, the point that we have received a lot of feedback on and we'll keep an eye on is on it as one of the items considered along the implementation of reloading. So, GM Beam Saber hit stop, so your stop's gonna be less, which is good. But the cooldown, if you cancel it, because you can't cancel it, is going to get increased. So if you cancel it, the cooldown goes up. The stop hit during Trans Am was a bit much, so we're adjusting it to be the same as GN Sword and GN Short Blade Rotating Slash. We'll increase the risk of canceling it because it can be activated too easily with little risk when canceling as well. Quick step is going to be going up to 12 seconds. Despite its low HP compared to other units, it has fewer deaths, partially due to the small size, but also because of its mobility. Thanks to 3 steps and 2 movement skills, the quick step is a very useful skill that can be used for both escaping and joining battles in this regard. The cooldown is extended to limit the number of times it can be used consecutively. So that means it's going to drop. And we were just talking about this Wednesday. You could, if you really know what you're doing with your dashes, you can run about 9 and kill a couple of people. You can run about 9 dashes with it. I think this will definitely increase it to being more or less high skill players will have like 7 and get multi kills. Lower skill players will probably get the 5. That's what that's going to come down to. So it means Exia is going to be a little less of a threat, still going to be a threat. The reduction of the number of boost steps will be carefully considered, as it will have a significant impact on the fighting units that are characterized by their good mobility. Essentially what this means is quick step will be not as powerful. Obviously these are all prelims. We don't know how this is actually going to work until we get into the game and actually get to feel out all these changes and give, the team more info and let them know, hey, do this, hey, this is, and it's got to be from all the players. Can't be just from the top. Can't be from the top 600 people, because they're going to want theirs to be like above top end, and then everyone else is going to get shit on. And then if they change something, then yeah, it needs to come from all players. The Marasai UC, the beam blade shortened the post motion display delay when a sidestep cancel is not used after the beam blade. So it's going you have a delay when you use this move, and you don't sidestep, you don't dash. Pretty much they're reducing that. They're making sure you can get into the action back into the action quicker. My hero, Rindo grenade detection range for explosion is increased. Holy cow! From 20 to 180. He was really that small? Holy cow! We aim to improve the damage performance and suppressing power in tight spaces by extending the sense range for detonation. Meaning, that means my hero is going to actually be way stronger now. That means in like tight corridors, if my hero is down there, even not in tight corridors, but tight corridors, like you'd have to be almost dead on. Now with it being 180, gives you a lot more range, a lot more explosions. It means that you can get a lot more hits off, and in open areas, that's actually a good thing. So Zakutu melee, although both usage and win rates dropped slightly after October 27th adjustment, the impact on matches in Diamond 4 and higher rate ranges continues to be high. We have determined that the adjustments are necessary. The main adjustments will be made to the ability to maintain the front line based on HP, and the ability to reverse the situation with the G maneuver. That means Zakutu melees gain a nerf. Oh god. 100 HP less. Oh, that's not good. That puts it on par with Barbatos. I think that's going to be a bad thing. That 100 HP loss is going to be a bad thing. Xeon's Rage. Armor gained from activation goes up to 600 instead of 500. That's good. That'll give it a little bit more sustainability. Guard tactical is going down in cooldown. So from 7 to 9 seconds. This highly versatile movement ability can be used to offensively or to escape. We will make adjustments to increase the importance of using it in more suitable situations. That's gonna hurt Zakuto players. Oh, okay, so we're only getting a 500 point increase for rotating slash. That's not as bad. I think that's the big thing right there. That 100 HP is going to hurt a lot. Like a lot. Like that's not going to be a good thing for Zakuto at all. Zakuto melee, that's going to hurt them. I think that's going to get reversed eventually. I think that will get reversed and everything else will stay the same. This right here isn't too bad. Still, it does suck. That's 500 more points you have to get. And this does hurt. That does hurt a little bit. That 2 seconds more is going to hurt. That's good. That means you're a little bit more tanky when you're in Zeon's Rage, which if you don't know what that is, that's that little red bar when that hits max and you hit C, that's Zeon's Rage. So that's going to be a good thing. That means you can stay in fights a little bit longer. Yeah, I guess. I mean, if that might, because that might, well, that just means they're both the same. It doesn't change much, but to get this and having this health is going to hurt. That's going to be rough. It could be worse. They could have given him 200 HP less and then still only given a 100% armor rate gained. All right, so matchmaking. In season 1, there were many problems with matching and ratings, and we have made numerous corrections and updates to the system. We apologize again for any inconvenience this may have caused for our players. Before we begin to explain the adjustments we will be making in season 2, we would first like to give an update on the season 1 matching situation. The average wait time for a match was about 40 seconds during high player traffic periods and 3 minutes for low player traffic periods. Oof. Yeah, that's true. The average rate difference between two teams was less than 100 in about 87% of the matches. About approximately 76% of the matches, the party composition of both teams was the same. Although the results showed a certain level of effectiveness, the accuracy of the rate difference and party composition was still insufficient. Based on the data obtained and the feedback we received, we will make the following adjustments to the matchmaking rating system in order to achieve a more accurate and fair matching and to improve the appropriateness of the rate fluctuations and winning or losing a match. Okay, so they're going to be changing some stuff up. In order to address this, there are still many matches with different party compositions, resulting in dissatisfaction with differences in rates and party composition. The following implements will be made: revised restriction on party participation in ranked matches, adjustment of logic to make it more difficult for party and solo players to be matched. By resolving these issues, we'll improve accuracy of matchmaking with less difference in party composition and improve the poor playing experience for solo players who are paired with some party compositions. Okay, so ratings. The complaints about the fact that higher rated players in a team have a smaller rate increase and larger rate decrease than other players. So yeah, complaints about the fact that higher rated players in a team have a smaller rate increase and larger rate decreases than other players. Pretty much if you're in a higher rating and you're in a party, your rate would go up very little, but if you lost, you'd lose a lot. The gap between ranks of two teams at a time of matching, the amount of rating fluctuation is not satisfactory. Complaints about the amount of rate fluctuation when a player leaves in the middle of a match and loses, which is actually the big thing. So if your teammate leaves and it doesn't kick you guys all out of the game and you guys lose that match, you lost. It hurt. You actually lost a lot of points. So that's more of my complaint there. I would like to rate the rate fluctuation amount to reflect the content of play in the match, meaning people want it to reflect how well you're doing. The development team is aware of these comments and issues. We are currently working on modification for each of them. We apologize, we're unable to resolve all of them at once, but we will be addressing mainly points 1 and 2 in season 2. So these two. This one's the bigger one. This one, I don't give a fuck. So adjustments. We will be changing the required rating to go up in each rank and tier, and changing the values. So it takes 8,000 to be in silver. So bronze 4 starts at 0, 400, 600, 800, 1,000 to 1,800. So 200 points, 200 points, 200. So it's all 200 points. Okay. So that'll be good. 4,200 for master, and then top 600 players in master. Okay. I like that. I like that change, because it was like a lot more. So the big one is from bronze 4 to bronze 3 is 400 points, and it's the only one that's 400 points, which is fine. Along with this change, initial rating for new accounts will be changed. The initial rating will be determined after placement matches are completed. Reinstating placement matches. Placement matches were put on hold due to issues in season 1, but will now be reinstated now that those issues have been addressed. In the new season, players joining ranked matches will first participate in 5 placement matches. Their ranks will be determined after 5 placement matches, and they also gain access to season rewards. We will be resetting the rating of all players in season 1 moving into season 2. The following will be following our temporary ranks for eternal purposes at the start of season 2. Your official rank will be determined after your placements. So essentially they're going to they're paying all the bronzes into silver too, and silver 1. So this is your initial. So when you run into players when you're doing your placement matches, I'll be running into gold 4s, gold 3s, gold 2s, gold 1s, and silver 1s. Well, like all the silvers here, which is gonna suck because they're within that range. So I'll be dealing with silver. I could be dealing with a silver 4. I could be dealing with a bronze 4, which is not good. But gold 4, gold 3, gold 2, and gold 1. As long as I'm gaining golds, I'll pretty much stay in gold. I could actually deal with platinums too. That's the big issue, because they'll be in gold 1 and 2. Unless they keep me in golds. So that's the big thing. In order to help newcomers to ranked matches quickly reach the appropriate rate range, a special correction will be applied to the first 50 rounds of ranked matches to increase the amount of rate fluctuation. the correction will not be applied to those who are diamond or higher. So pretty much if you're diamond or higher, you're screwed. This correction will be applied to players who have been playing since season 1, but have participated in less than 50 ranked matches. Also, matches during placement matches will be counted as the first 50 matches. Okay. So pretty much if you're within 50 matches, you'll have a kind of a buffer, which is good. From season 2, parties cannot play ranked matches together under any of the following conditions. Okay, here we go. This is going to be a good thing. The difference between the highest and lowest rated in the party is over 1,000 points. So if we come back up to here, if you have a bronze 0, can't play with silver 3s or higher. Bronze 4 can't play with silver 1s or higher. So pretty much it does it that way. And since it's a 200, that still gives a lot of things. So obviously gold 3 cannot play with, that's the limit right there. So silver 3 with a gold, with gold 2. It pretty much, it's to keep everything a little balanced. And you're not carrying people as much. Parties of 5 members, specifically 5 members. Okay. There's a diamond or higher player in the parties of 4 or more. Okay. We'll explain the reasons. We believe that the gap difference between rates of different parties can easily reduce the validity of a match and detract from the experience of playing with each other's team. So we reviewed the appropriate rating difference and change values required for rank and tier advancement and have decided to set it at 1,000, approximately 1 rank difference. Okay. Parties of 5. When a party of 5 plays together, the 6th person is playing solo and makes it difficult to coordinate with other team members, often making it hard to contribute and often leads to bad gameplay experience when compared to other situations. We have also received much feedback from you regarding this. In season 1, the system was designed to minimize the number of matches between solo players and parties, and with only about 12% of matches placing a solo player with a party. So we've decided to make this overall change. So that means, pretty much what that means is, I forgot where I was going with that. Pretty much what that means is, you can party up with 4 or 6 people and go into ranked matches. But if you go in with 5, it's going to immediately deny you. So you can go in with any party size into a ranked match except for 5 people. Which makes sense. That's kind of weird because that means 4, unless they, well, no, 4 because you have to, if you're in a party of 4, it matches you with a party of 2. So, and 3 and 3, 2 and 4. But you can't, that means solo players will always get solo matches, which is good. I actually like that. That's a good thing right there. That's actually a good thing. So it just means, you know, we can't go into a party of 5 doing ranked. We have to do 6 or 4. It means casual matches for 5 parties. All right. And then this one, parties that includes players in higher rank ranges had been treated in a special way because it was difficult to evaluate their strength in the same way as other parties. As a result, it has been difficult to match players with acceptable opponents while maintaining realistic waiting times for matching. And after careful consideration, we have decided to impose those restrictions. Essentially, what this means is if the team it doesn't matter how big the party size is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. If one person is diamond and the rest aren't, you can't go in. That diamond player can't play with those people, even if they're all plat 1s and they're diamond. So I think that's pretty much diamond stick to together and diamond and higher. That's pretty much where that is, which kind of sucks for when you're all like plat 1 and you're all right there, except for your one buddy did. And brings up to, where is it? This point. If you do really well and you go diamond and the rest of your team's still in plat, they're really close, but they're still in plat. That means this here comes in place, and it's in parties of 4 or more. Yeah, that really fucks over that one guy that just did really well that one match and gets into diamond, and the rest of you are still plat because you missed the mark just slightly. Yeah, that hurts. That does hurt. We're very sorry that these restrictions will limit your freedom to play. We will ask for your understanding in this matter. We will continue to monitor development in the game, including your feedbacks from our players with regard to party restrictions in ranked matches. I actually don't mind this one. 2, I don't mind. This one makes sense. This one's going to suck. 100%. If the rating change comes into play ever. Revisions for rate changes in victory and defeat. We revised the amount of points gained or lost for victories and defeats. You should see the following cases as the more as you play. The amount of points gained or lost will be similar compared to season 1. Okay. The difference in the amount of rating points gained or lost from other team members has also been reduced. Okay. The amount of change will take into consideration the rating difference between the 2 teams in matchmaking. Okay. In a disadvantaged matchup, the match is won, the points gained will be significantly boosted, and upon defeat, the points will be reduced. In an advantage matchup, the match point is won, points will be okay. From masters and up, for some masters and new types, the amount of points gained and lost will incrementally smaller the higher the rating. So pretty much what this means here, the disadvantage and the advantage matchups. Cal, Koki, they're people I play this with. We're in ranked match. We usually do a team of 3. We're all, let's say, gold 3, gold 4. And the rest of our team is gold 4. Cal being like gold 3. We'll pick Cal as gold 2, make gold 3, Koki, and the rest of the team is gold 4. Okay. And we end up going against a team of all gold, of 4 gold 1s and 2 plat 4s. If we lose that match, the amount of points we lose will not be as bad. So we were losing like 20 points, right? It drops down to now like 15. But if we win that match, we will get a boosted amount of points. So I was getting about 74, 75. It now goes up to 90. That actually changes that game a lot. That does a really good thing. Now, on the flip side, we're the team that's gold 1s with 2 plat 4s, right? And we win the match. against that group, the amount of points we get instead of being like 75 drops down to like 50 or 40. But we lose. Instead of losing like 20, we lose 30 because we have the advantage. So that's a good thing. That means, you know, you want to team up and you want to be a little bit more aware of things, because when you're in the disadvantage, that means the disadvantaged team wants to win. They're just going to push them harder to win because they're going to get more points. They're going to not be as disadvantaged next time. But also on that flip side, makes the advantage team want to win more because they don't want to lose. Shit, if I lose this match, I rank down. I go back down to gold 1. And then of course this makes sense. Masters and higher, the higher you get up there, the less and less points you get. Makes sense. But yeah, no, that 100% here makes it a little bit more, gives a little more tension, good tension. The party matchmaking logic has been updated to reduce the gap between party compositions for both teams. When matching casual matches, we have adjusted the matching logic so players with similar player skills will be matched. So there's skill-based matchmaking in this now in casuals, which, whatever. Yeah, in closing, we talked about improvements made to the matchmaking and the rating system. We will continue to monitor ranked matches in season 2. Further changes and updates will be made after analyzing the in-game data and feedback from you. If you can into any issues or frustrations, if you can into any issues or frustrations played ranked matches season 2, do not hesitate. Okay, if you run into any issues or frustrations played in ranked matches in season 2, do not hesitate to contact us and let us know. Oh my god, that was the most Japanese like sentence there. They were so good. I mean, minus, you know, I think right here, yeah, it says diamond instead of diamond. That sentence killed me. All right, so there's our patch notes for season 2 of Gundam Evolution. I cannot wait to get into season 2. Cannot wait to play it with you guys. I really hope people want to play with it more. The nerfs, the busted nerfs aren't massive, but they are there. They're going to be noticed 100%. Those are going to be noticed. I think it's actually going to, yeah, I think, should I think about it? Zaku 2 range actually got nerfed overall. I don't think anyone did the damage calculations, but I think they did an average calculation, and the lower mag size actually has a higher hit rating. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, that's the season 2 patch notes. We will definitely be checking it out. We will be going in. We will be playing around with new Gundam in some casual matches. We'll be doing some ranked matches with Unicorn, maybe even with new Gundam as well. Depends on how much I like new Gundam. But yeah, that's it for this video. As always, thanks everyone for swinging by. If you enjoyed this content, feel free to subscribe. Also, like and share this video with a friend. Of course, till next time, take care.